Hello, this is George Hutton, and you're listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. Today we continue our study of money brain. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/money-brain. In today's podcast, we'll be talking about a very powerful, very easy to calculate personal money measurement. This is one quick measure of your overall money skill. This measurement is something that has no upper limit. This personal measurement, if taken as an average over any given society, can tell you if the society will be successful or not. This measurement is something that can be strengthened in any number of ways. This measurement is also very sensitive to your environment, which means that at times it can feel out of your control. But no matter who you are, where you come from, what your personal background is, this one measurement is the thing that will make the difference. This is the one meta skill whose continued practice and strengthening will make money easier, more so than any other skill. If you spend your life learning technical skills but ignore this one idea, you will always be poor and struggling. If you stay a blue-collar worker your entire life but strengthen this one skill, you will be the richest person you know. This is not magic, but it's not easy. This may also be the most difficult skill to practice. This is one skill that not very many people even consider today. This skill has two sides, both of which are equally important. Time preference. How much would you rather have, $1 million today or $1.5 million a year from now? How about $1 million today or $1.1 million a year from now? The point where the two amounts are relatively equal in your mind, the difference is your own personal time preference. For example, if you have trouble choosing between $1 million now and $1.1 million in a year, then the difference, or 10%, is your own personal time preference. This simple measurement will give you a lot of insight into your mental money health. The lower your time preference, the further out you can not only see the future but feel it as well. If you are comparing 1 versus 1.1 million in mind, assuming your time preference is 10%, you probably thought about things like investing the million or maybe just sucking it up for a year so you could get another 100 grand. If you have a very high time preference, this means the future is very vague and fuzzy. It's very hard to make plans far out into the future. If you live paycheck to paycheck and each month is filled with uncertainty and doubt, then your circumstances will create a very high time preference. Don't worry, we'll see how to slowly fix this. On the other hand, if you have a relatively stable job and you've had it for a while and you get along with your boss and your coworkers, then you'll have a relatively lower time preference. This is definitely a case of your environment having an influence over your thinking, as well as your thinking having an influence over your environment. However, a very strong high time preference environment, uncertain finances, living situation, etc., will have much more of a short-term impact on your mental state. The reverse is the opposite, creating a self-sustaining system where you can create your environment with your thinking, and then your environment in turn supports your thinking, takes a long time. If you have a decent job, decent pay, all the bills are paid every month, this is a good position to be in. But if you are in a very high time preference environment, understand you can change your environment with your thinking, but it will take a long time of consistent effort. The silver lining in that cloud is that the process of slowly decreasing your time preference feels very, very good. Meaning you might be at your crappy job and in your crappy apartment for another year or so. But when you start to feel forward progress, when you start to feel a real sense of control over your situation, when you stop hoping for a miracle and you actually see the light at the end of the tunnel, especially when that light is due to your own actions, that is a fantastic feeling. Creating a better future, even if it's only a potential future, due to your own efforts, will give you a better feeling than any winning lottery ticket. Flip side. The flip side of time preference is the part you can start practicing today, and that is delayed gratification. The lower your time preference, the easier it will be for you to delay gratification. The higher your time preference, the harder it will be to delay gratification. The two move together in lockstep. This means you can do many, many things today that will slowly improve both. Avoid the common tendency to rush and try to accomplish too much too soon. This is something that will carry you through the rest of your life. This is something that needs to be a habit, a real solid habit that is on autopilot. Something that you can do just because that's what you do. One of the most powerful ways to delay gratification is to deliberately save money, any amount. Even if you save $1 per week, save $1 per week. Other ways include eating just a little bit less than you want to. If you eat an entire gallon of ice cream every night, start by eating a gallon minus 1 tablespoon. See that last bite of ice cream at the bottom and don't eat it. Then after a week, increase it to 2 tablespoons. If you have trouble getting up early, wake up 5 minutes earlier than you did before. Sit down and be completely and brutally honest. Calculate the times you got out of bed last week or the last 2 weeks. Not the time you set the alarm, but the time you actually got out of bed. Then resolve to decrease your average by 5 minutes per week. Meaning if the average time you got out of bed last week was 10:17, then shoot for 10:12 this week. That's it. The ability to delay gratification is the strongest money muscle you can build. Stronger than your ability to solve differential equations in your head or speak 18 languages or perform the most stunning piece of music ever conceived. Start as slowly as you can and improve slowly. This is one area of life that you will need to focus on the rest of your life. It's also something that you'll likely need to keep to yourself. Most people today have very poor skills of delaying gratification. When the newest TV show drops on Netflix, people make a point to watch all 10 episodes in one weekend or even one evening. This is the opposite of delayed gratification. Human instinct recalibration. Humans lived for the majority of our existence in an environment where our instincts were far stronger than our ability to satisfy them. This is our natural state of always being a little bit hungry. Today it's rare that any human can last an hour alone with their hunger without suffering a nervous breakdown. The human mind-body system was designed to thrive in an environment when we were driven by our unsatisfied desires. Being driven by unsatisfied desires is the seed of all creativity and ingenuity. Go slow, go steady, and make friends with your ancient inner most powerful self. He or she needs to be carefully awakened, slowly appreciated. Let him guide you and you will not fail. I'm George Hutton. Thank you for listening to the Mind Persuasion Podcast. For more information, please visit mindpersuasion.com/money-brain. I look forward to speaking with you again soon.